Pulled out the pink Lamborghini, just a race with China. What the race to China? Just a race in China. Little bad Trini bitch, but she mixed with China. Real big.
What's up, party people? And hello, my friends. It's your girl, welcome to China, and welcome to my channel. And baby, if you're new here, my name is China. I talk about good things, I talk about bad things, and I deal with happy things and I deal with sad things. But here on this channel, everyone is welcome. So if you're new here, hello. And if you're old here, what's up, old hoes? Let's go ahead and get into it. You guys, it has been on my mind over the past couple days, and I know I've been MIA and I've been having a lot on my mind and in my mental health. I mean, I know I got vaccinated, but Naomi Osaka. So if you're here, we all know that it came out, and we'll get into it, that it seems as if now Naomi is backing away and backing out of the French Open. For those who do not know, the French Open is a huge tennis tournament for tennis players. But before we go ahead and get all into that, who is Naomi Osaka? Naomi Osaka is only 23 years old, and she represents Japan. But of course, she is Blasian. She is black and Asian. In Japan, you can have dual citizenship, as in America. So a big question for people was, she looks black, she's obviously black and Asian. Why did Naomi Osaka in the first place decide to play for Japan? So it says, Naomi replenished her American citizenship in 2019 so she can represent Japan at the 2020 Tokyo Olympics. Giving up her American citizenship before 22 conveniently served the double purpose of fulfilling Japan's Nationality Act clause that requires dual citizenship, chose to a nationality by the time they turned 22. So that's interesting. In Japan, they basically make you pick one. So she decided to be a Japanese citizen and consider herself to be Japanese. We obviously know, and she does a lot of things for the black community. She's very into her black side, but obviously when you got a world of Venus and Serena, this is probably her best bet to play for them. But anyway, that's who she is. Something else that I found out about her is that she's very introverted, and you know, a lot of the backlash she got in the first place had to do with the media and how it messes with her mental health. But I looked more into her, and what I knew already, you guys can look at like her 24 hours with Naomi Osaka on Vogue. You know, she's really into fashion, but more to that, add more to it, her boyfriend is Corday. So Corday is a rapper. He's a part of the YBN crew. He's a very good rapper. He's like a conscious rapper. Think of kind of like J. Cole-esque. Not as good as J. Cole, not a J. Cole, but they're the same age. You know, they said he also did a song in response to a J. Cole song. I'm just looking on Wiki. But she lives with him, so that's her boyfriend. So she is dating and with a black man. And I'm sure Corday was definitely someone talking to her about her mental health, and you know, the way that the Gen Zers are telling her that she shouldn't come out and do what she just did. So let's talk about now. We know who she is, we know who she's dating, we kind of know a little bit about her, but what was the issue? So Naomi Osaka came out a couple days ago and she said this: she wasn't going to do press for the French Open. So as you guys already know, a lot of the tennis players, we all watched Serena Williams growing up. The French Open is the major tennis tournament held over 2 weeks in France. The tournament venue are named after the French advisor, Roland Garros, whatever. So that's the French Open. Everyone usually does media. Media is a part of doing these things. They have to go around, they have to go and talk about their opponents, this, that, and the third. And keep in mind, she's the #1, I believe, tennis player. Yeah, she's ranked #1 by Women's Tennis Association. So she's #1 right now. I believe she beat Serena, I don't know. So this is a big deal. She's like the sweetheart. People love to see her talk, but she hates to talk to people. People say she's very introverted. She talks very quiet, but she said for her mental health and in order for her to focus on what was going on, she wanted to make sure that nobody was getting in her way, and she wanted to focus on her mental health. So this is from CNN, and this is literally from yesterday. Naomi Osaka was fined for avoiding media after straight sets victory at French Open. So tennis star Naomi Osaka was fined $15,000 for not talking to the media. So they have been penalizing her, and people can say it's an issue, black, white, whatever. Whatever race she is, they have been penalizing her for not doing that, because that's money. That's money. People need to see Naomi Osaka out here talking about tennis, obviously. I was listening to some of the commentary before when I was doing my research, and people were talking about her like a dirty dog. So no wonder, and now it looks like she's backing off. It says on Wednesday, citing mental health reasons, the 4-time major champion posted on socials she would not participate in any press conferences during the French Open. That means before, that means after. She's just playing and going home. So think about it like this. It's like LeBron is playing his basketball game and he is going home. So let's continue on. She said here, hoping that any fine money she incurs will go towards mental health charity. It says, I've often felt that people have no regard for athletes' mental health, and this rings very true. Whenever I see a press conference or partake in one, Osaka wrote, we often are sat there and ask questions we've been asked multiple times before and bring doubt into our minds, and I'm just not going to subject myself for people that doubt me. So she put the clip of Serena Williams. I don't know if you guys remember back in the day when the reporter was asking her, well, how does she know that she's going to win? And she just knew she was good enough, basically. So she clipped that there. And then Roland Garros, who is the head of the French Open, so this is his French Open, look him up, said when it asked Osaka to reconsider her position and tried to unsuccessfully speak with her to check on her well-being and understand the specifics on her issue and what might be addressed it on site and what might be done to address it on site. So the Roland dude reached out to Osaka and was like, yo, I want to know what I can do to help this, because again, they're losing money now. And they said, following the lack of engagement by Naomi Osaka, the Australian Open, Wimbledon, and the U.S. jointly wrote her to check on her well-being and support. The statement reads, she was also reminded of her obligations, the consequences of not meeting them, and the rules that should apply to all players. So it sounds like Osaka was not open to talking to them. I feel like she is really struggling with her mental health. Obviously, it's going to come out that she said today that she was depressed and has been suffering from depression. But it's huge and a big deal that it's crippling her at this point. So let's continue on. Organizers say that repeated violations could lead together in sanctions and default from the tournament. Again, they're saying that they could kick her out of the tournament. I understand your attempt at making the point, but this isn't a good look. I mean, these particular players are a good look for tennis, but making a player feel guilty and humiliating her is not a good look. They said otherwise, Osaka had a perfect start to the French Open campaign, beating Romania's Patricia Maria 6-4, 7-6, 7-4, and she has never had to go past the third round. So she won, but still nothing to say, and they fined her $15,000. So that is from CNN, and that is what has been going on. So now, let's go ahead and get into today. A couple minutes ago, not too long ago, Naomi Osaka, who is the #1 tennis player in the world right now, announces that she's withdrawing from the French Open after her media blackout controversy. So this means that she is not participating in this anymore. She threw the towel in, give up. She got a dog, okay? Do you guys know how big of a deal this is? I get that the young lady didn't want to talk to these people. I think that it was a little bit unprofessional. I don't know the ins and outs of tennis and management. If you do, write this in the comments. But I cannot believe that this girl is not about to participate. Do you guys see how tough mental health is? Do you guys see? I suffer from very bad anxiety. She is going through it. She's giving up all of that. She don't care. Can you imagine the backlash and what this did to her mental health over these past couple of days? They just fined her $15,000. Not that it's a big deal. Let's read. The world number two, she's number two, announced on Monday saying she never wanted it to be a decision, to be a distraction, and reiterating her struggles. So this is from today. She just wrote this on Instagram and posted this on Twitter. And this reads this. Hi, everyone. This isn't a situation I ever imagined or intended when I posted a few days ago. I think the best thing for the tournament and the other players and my well-being is that I withdraw so that everyone can get back to focusing on the tennis that is going on in Paris. I never wanted to be a distraction, and I accept my timing was not ideal and my message could never been clearer. More importantly, I would never trivialize mental health or use the term lightly. So again, she's addressing that, this is not BS and all the attention was just not, she didn't want it. But if you're Naomi Osaka, obviously. The truth is that I have suffered from long bouts of depression since the US Open in 2018, and I have been a really hard time coping with that. Anyone that knows me knows I'm introverted, and anyone that has seen me at tournaments will notice that I am often wearing headphones that helps dull out my social anxiety. Again, people want to keep acting like social anxiety doesn't exist. Though tennis press has always been kind to me, I want to apologize, especially to the cool journalists who I may have hurt. I am not a natural public speaker. I get the huge waves of anxiety before I speak to the world's media. I get really nervous, and I find it stressful to always engage and give you the best answers that I can. Next page. So here in Paris, I was already feeling vulnerable and anxious, so I thought it would be better to exercise self-care and skip the press conferences. I announced it preemptively because I do not feel the rules are quite outdated. And I wanted to highlight that. I wrote privately to the tournament apologizing and saying that I would be more than happy to speak with them after the tournament as the slams are intense. I'm going to take some time away from the court now, but when the time is right, I really want to work with the tour and discuss ways we can make tennis better, press and fans. Anyways, I hope you all are doing well. Stay safe. I love you, and I will see you with a heart. So Naomi is bowing down, and this made me think about Serena Williams for whatever reason. Tennis players, they're black women. The backlash. The only woman we was gonna watch we cared about, she's gone now. But I think that it was time for her to get her mental health together. I know in athleticism, and when you're an athlete, an Olympian, a basketball player, tennis player, football player, you don't take breaks. It's not like you're taking a sabbatical. It's not like you're taking time off. Only unless you're injured or something's definitely wrong with you or you're dead, you don't really take off. They don't have choices. And a lot of the time, people would not even fathom to make these choices and will run their mental health rampant because of the money. But the money wasn't enough for her. Her mental health became more important. And I feel like she barely wanted to do it anyway, and it is crippling. And a lot of people who are athletes are not necessarily TV personalities. And I understand that. I think it's very sad. My heart hurts for her. But I don't think that she took this decision lightly. I do think that it wasn't naive at all. I think that she definitely talked this through with people. I think that this was still not just, I'm gonna post this. But in the world of social media, at first my knee-jerk reaction was like, she's posting this, did she talk to them? But she had all the different people, and I just hate hearing all white folks, with outdated info and the outdated ways, sharing, their disdain for Naomi Osaka not being here at the Tennis Open. So I don't know. How do you guys feel about this? I'm honestly kind of happy for her. I wish that they were able to work something out so she still could play. I'm still very competitive, so for me, I'm like, I wish that these people didn't get in her head and bother her, or the mental health aspect could have been handled maybe a little bit before, so this wouldn't have to take away from her game. But I mean, she's 23. She still has 10 more years in the game, 15, who knows, I don't know, tennis years. So I'm sure this will still be fruitful to her, but again, my heart hurts for her, and mental health is no joke. And if you guys know anybody who has depression, anxiety, encourage them to go to therapy. It's other resources. I know money, I know insurance, hell, people gotta pay out of pocket, I get it. But at least have an open ear and an open dialogue and help your friends find resources to get the help. Because not all of us can be Naomi Osaka and have that cheddar cheese and that change to get some change in our heads. Let me know what you guys think about this. I'm on my way to 1,500 subscribers. It is very sad, and I definitely feel for Miss Naomi Osaka. Let me know what you guys think about this. Again, this is Welcome to China. See you guys next time. Bye-bye.